In today's episode, I am joined by the one and only Sorable. What was originally supposed to be a short conversation turned into an hour-long deep dive of all things skate. We talked about things like the skate alpha leaks, our release date speculations, what a perfect skate 4 would look like to us, and all the questions the skate community is dying to know. I know this is a lot longer than my usual episodes, but thankfully for you guys, I have this available on Spotify and Anchor for those of you who are audio listeners. The links will be in the description below for anyone who is interested. But enough of all that, let's get into the episode with Sorable.
Expose those cats.
Sorable, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great. I appreciate you coming on here. Big shout out to Cyphers for doing his ice bucket challenge and
Well, of course,
putting you on this show.
No, yeah, I've actually known about this show for like a handful of months due to people like Calplex and Cypress, and I've seen you around, honestly. So I actually really wanted to come on here. I haven't done a podcast in like 2 years, so this is awesome.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know like any of y'all watched my stuff. Like
Skate is a very
content creators.
No, yeah, Skate's a very tight-knit community. If you're doing, like, anything, odds are people know about it. And that's one really cool part about the SkateCom is, like, you can pretty much do anything, challenges, whatever, and or even, like, you know, like a show like this, a podcast, and still get, like, success from it. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah, I really like it. And I like that it's so small. And I think it leads to a lot of people being really nice. Like, everyone's, like, just cool with each other. So that's really good. There's no like crazy toxic people in the community or anything. Not that I know of, at least.
Well, so I've been playing Skate 3 since I really don't remember. It's an odd part of my life where there's not a ton of documentation. But I started playing around like 11 or 12, and I'm 23 now. And like Skate 3 has been a main part of my life since I started playing it. Like I used to go to junior high. I'd like be thinking about Skate 3 team lobbies all day. I'd come home, play Skate 3 until 3 in the morning, go to bed. Repeat that for probably 3 years. Like the skate com used to be really toxic. Nowadays, especially with like social media becoming a lot more professional and your actions having consequences, it seems like the community is maturing a little bit, and it seems like people don't care so much for drama, especially with like Skate 4 coming out and the developers of Full Circle and Skate 4 being so tightly knit into the community now. I think everyone's like on their best behavior, and same honestly.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I feel that. I think everyone's trying to like be buttoned up so they don't like, because the devs are just, they're right there, dude. They see everything. So
yeah,
it's like,
they see everything you tweet and stuff like that. And my personal like thought process is like I don't want to ruin any type of relationship I could have with EA. I doubt EA even knows I exist, but you know what I mean? Like, if there's a possibility to have any type of relationship, like, why ruin it? Like, I see so many people posting Skate 4, like, the leaked alpha, but it's just crazy, because, like, they obviously care about growing on YouTube, but, like, they're alienating themselves so much by uploading this, like, illegal gameplay, pretty much.
Dude, that's so true. You're really, like, pushing those opportunities away by just, like, you're basically betraying, like, their trust.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm not
weird.
I don't think you need to like go and like kiss their ass or anything like that. But it's like, don't like go and post, gameplay like that. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly think the alpha leaking for this new skate game, it's been one of the biggest tragedies of the entire thing, because I don't know about you, but I've been waiting on this game for over a decade now. And there's even a point in my life to where I convinced myself to where it was never going to happen. Like, there's videos on my YouTube channel where I'm just talking about Skate 4 never happening. And so
right.
to see it get announced and for it to actually be happening, and also all of that, like, I was so excited. But then the first leaked gameplay came out, and it looked just like what we actually saw officially for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's been so catastrophic for the hype of the game, because like it's cool to see these like the August playtest highlights was really cool. Kind of looked like the stuff I've been seeing for about 6 months, you know what I mean? So I think it's honestly killed the hype a little bit, since so many people are curious, and myself included, obviously. It just sucks. But I do think once they start showing off more like pre-alpha where it looks really good, I think people are going to be very excited.
No, I agree, especially because like there was a point, I mean, right when I started this channel, like it was all about like speculating on what the game's going to be like, what's going to be in the game and everything, and that whole leak kind of just ruins everything, because it's like
the cat's out of
the bag. I can't speculate if I've like seen stuff.
That's
like it
the
sucks.
Thing. Yeah, it's like I can't make videos over the leaked gameplay because that's bad. But like everyone else is also, and they're getting the benefits from it. But if I do it, it'd be bad. And also, it's like I can't. Yeah, like you just said, I can't even make like speculation videos because like I know exactly what the game is. It's like we don't have to question if this will be in the game, if that will be in the game. Like I see it in the leaked gameplay. Like
exactly. But yeah. I think there's. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff we still don't know about that's obviously not in the alpha yet, but it definitely does.
Oh, yeah.
It does kill the hype a little.
For sure. Also, I think it's crazy. I think like a majority of the population, not that they like would care, but I feel like no one knows Skate 4 is coming out. Like, I'm still getting comments on my TikTok being like, do you know Skate 4 is coming out? It's like, they announced it 2 years ago. Like, how have you not heard about this?
It's been a while now, yeah.
But, so...
I mean, for so long, it was, like, not even real, so I didn't ever think this game was going to come out either. I was, for the longest time, I was, like, looking up the trademarks for EA and, like, dude, it got unhealthy. Like,
no, yeah,
every year at E3, I was hoping for it, and it never came.
Like in 2018 or 2019, I forget. I think it might have been 2018 when they showed off Session, which was cool, and we were happy to get a new skate game. But like, I don't know if you remember this. There was literally a guy there who's like, "Oh, out of time. Maybe Skate 4 next year." And then they show Session, and everyone hated it because they wanted Skate 4. I'll always remember that. That was crazy, but. I mean, I don't know. I think Skate 4 is something they always had in their back pocket that they always thought they would create. But after a while, especially with like skateboarding oddly dying halfway through the 2010s, I think it kind of went to the back border. But as it's getting more popular again randomly, especially since Tony Hawk just released another new game back in 2020, I think it really motivated them to make that new game. So I'm excited. I forgot what I was talking about, if I'm being honest with you.
No, I think the skateboarding game like genre needed some time to breathe, honestly. Especially,
agree.
I mean, dude, Skate was coming out like
every year almost, yeah.
It was getting watered down. I mean, I would have kept taking them, of course, but
well, yeah, of course.
I think people were getting burnt out on it. Not necessarily us in the skate community, but like everyday normal people that are buying these games. They were probably getting burnt out. So
that's the crazy thing. I think everyone loves Skate 3, but then like there's the guy who like plays Skate 3 like once a blue moon with the boys. He's like, yeah, I love this game. But then there's like me who's dedicated the past decade of my life to doing front flips and skateboarding game for no reason. I think it's crazy that Skate, like the Skate franchise, is such like a universally known franchise, but at the same time it's not that popular. It's very mesmerizing, honestly, because like everyone loves Skate 3 and wanted a Skate 4, but in terms of viewership, it doesn't really seem like anything's changed. If anything, it's gone down, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think Skate 4 kind of became like a, not necessarily a meme, but like just something people would jump on every E3. They'd be like, oh, Skate 4, even if they don't necessarily, they're not even looking for that game, but like that's what everyone's saying. So I feel like for a while there, it was just like the thing to say, the thing to do is just bombard EA with Skate 4.
Well,
with everything they post.
It's crazy. You saying that, like, it gave me flashbacks of the hundreds of thousands of comments on EA's Instagram saying Skate 4. I'm really excited for Skate 4. We're such in a weird spot right now because, like, it's so close to coming out, assumed, but like it's also so far out from coming out, but like we're so close. I just like there's so many people interested, and I think the fact that it's free to play is going to draw a lot of people away just because they're stupid. And also, I just think Skate 4 could be like one of the biggest games in the world if done right. Everyone's already like looking at the collabo zones and the parkour being like, this is the next GTA Online. So if they could really like push that and also make it a good skateboarding game for people who like games like Skater XL and Session, I think it could be like one of the bigger games, honestly. Because like we talked about, everyone likes Skate 3. If Skate 4 is just as fun as Skate 3, everyone's going to love it. It's going to be free to play. There's going to be no door to get in. It's free. Download it and play it. It's cross-platform, I think, cross-progression or something like that. Surely it's 2022. Yeah. So it's just crazy. I really think that we live in the best timeline for a skate game to come out right now.
Yeah, no, like they keep saying it's the right time. I really think it is, especially like with them doing parkour and stuff. I mean, you look at something like Fortnite, there's a whole like section of Fortnite players that just do like parkour maps. Like they don't even play the game. They just
literally
do parkour stuff. Like that could be a thing in Skate. People are literally going to be playing that game for just other things than just skating. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be really cool.
I think a lot of people don't like that, but I'm down with it. I'm cool with it. Whatever.
I think it's odd. I think like skateboarding games should stay skateboarding games, but I've never understood like watching someone else play in a way of which I don't like and then like losing my mind at it. Like trick lighting, for example, in Skate 3 is like when you do a lot of reverts and flips and it looks cool to like skateboarders, though. I understand why it looks ridiculous, but at the same time, like I don't particularly find Skate 3 realistic that interesting because it's to make it look good, it's hard, but to skate realistically in Skate 3 isn't hard. So, like, I'm not sitting there being like, man, this guy's playing realistic. Time to be hateful in the comments. So, but I think I think that's just skateboarding culture, kind of how they don't like scooterers at their skate park and stuff like that. I think it's just like people want to skate, and like when they see other people doing this crazy stuff like parkour, building a parkour. That's the thing, like the collabo zones, I think people are going to be trying to build like parkour maps, but I think anyone can edit them, so we might see this thing to where it's like this guy's trying to make a parkour map and this guy's trying to make a mega ramp, or maybe we'll see a weird mixture of both to where it's parkour and a mega ramp. I'm so excited. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I agree. And like I talk about the alpha leak, like killing my hype, but like if I really start thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god, like this game's gonna come out, and then I start getting hype. But
no, I'm the same way. I don't know. I actually am curious. I'm sure we have similar opinions on it. It sounds like, but what are your opinions on the gameplay being leaked? I know this is your show. I don't know why I'm questioning you, but what is your opinions on the gameplay being leaked and EA seemingly doing nothing about it? I know they said that they didn't like it and that there'd be consequences, but it seems as if there's not, since this guy I've been watching on YouTube for 6 months straight has been uploading every day Skate 4 content. Like, what are your opinions? Do you think EA should be doing more? Do you think this is fine? Do you think this is hurting the game? I want to know your opinions on this whole leak thing.
I don't know if it's necessarily hurting the game. It's hurting the hype for sure. Yeah. I don't like it, like of people building their channel around playing the Skate Alpha. Like I've literally seen, I'm sure we're talking about probably the same guy.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them who constantly upload the Skate 4 Alpha. So we're talking about one of the same guys. It's useful. Like I was so hyped to see the first leak, but like it was like leak. It got old.
Exactly. When that first like 10-second clip leaked, like that was crazy. But if it would have stopped at that would have been cool. But then it just started getting out of hand. But the one guy that I'm talking about, he's like uploading like, oh, they have this in Skate 4 now, and it's like, dude, like
a lot of people are doing that though.
I want to find that out on my own.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I like to think the alpha is just the alpha. Like, I think whenever it gets into, like, pre-alpha to where it looks pretty and plays pretty, I like to think people won't have access to that. Or when it's in beta, if that's going to be a thing or whatever, I like to think that also won't be leaked. So, I guess if there's any silver lining, I guess it's just that, like, it sucks that this is getting leaked, but in my mind, as like someone who knows video games, I like to think they won't let this happen again. I don't even want to know how it happened. I almost feel like they got someone in the skate, what's that called? The Skate Council, and I almost feel like someone in the Skate Council found out how to rip the file and just distributed it. Because there's also Discords where they're just like posting these files.
Yeah.
Can't they receive a cease and desist? Like, I'm not trying to be a snitch right now, and that's why we're not using any names, because I don't personally care. But at the same time, like, as EA, one of the biggest game publishers in the world, how hard could it be for you to take down your own property off someone else's channel? Like, I'm just like, I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet.
I know they were at first, but I guess it just got too out of hand, and I don't know. I guess they just couldn't keep up. But if you go, you see like videos with like hundreds of thousand views,
and it's the same people. Like, I might see this one Joe Schmo commentate his Skate 4 gameplay leak, but typically it's like, they have this in Skate 4 now, and it's a 3-minute clip of no commentary and them just showing off the thing, which is cool. But like, I don't know. Part of me hates that they have it and I don't, which I know is silly because I could download it, but that's another thing. Like, as a content creator and as a huge skate fan, I don't want to download the game early because everyone will be able to tell that I've played it. And also, I've been waiting half of my life for this game. Like, why ruin the journey and like all of this time waiting when I could just play the full game and just wait? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I want to wait for the full game unless I get invited to playtest.
Well, no,
or anything like that.
If Mr. John EA is like, "Hey, you want to play Skate 4?" I'm playing Skate 4. Come on now, but like, I'm not gonna go out of my way, torrent it illegally and then play it technically illegally. It just I'm not against it. I mean, but no, it just feels if I have too much of a guilty conscience, and I know my viewers would know that I had played it, and it would just make me feel bad. So I just avoided it at all costs. But EA, I mean, hey, I've been playing the game a while, so
Mr. John EA, if you're watching,
please give me Skate 4. But I do think what they did with the Skate Council, to continue this conversation a little bit, I think it is really, really cool that they made a Skate Council, because it allows people to have insight, and it allows people from our communities to help them make the game that we want. I will say I think that's a great idea. I will also say I think it makes sense. Like, it makes sense to hire people to be a part of this. What is Rico Nasty doing? I love Rico Nasty. She's great. Why is she working on Skate 4? You know what I mean?
She's on the council? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and it's not that, like, she shouldn't be on the council. It's just there's other people in my mind. Someone like actually Calplex is part of the... but, like, someone like a Cypherus, for example. Not that he is better than Rico Nasty or whatever, but yeah, I feel like someone with his skate knowledge should be a part of the council. But there's also... go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead, yeah.
There's also a lot of people in the I'm not going to name names, especially since a lot of them are my friends, and I see where they're coming from, but there's so many people who haven't been posting skate very frequently in the past few years who are like, I should be on that Skate Council. It should have been me. And it's like, I see where they're coming from. I think I could give EA more information than most of the people on the council just because I played Skate more than they have. But I'm not going to sit here and hate on someone else because I don't get to play Skate 4 first. You know what I mean? I do think that is interesting that people are feeling a bit entitled about being able to play Skate 4 or not.
Yeah. No, definitely. But I think there's got to be a reason behind like putting someone on the council that isn't necessarily playing skate games. I don't know. There had to have been some thinking there. I don't know what it is. Initially,
I just thought of like playtesting, but like at the same time, like Rico Nasty don't need to playtest that game, and they're gonna pay other playtesters to playtest the game to make sure it works right. Like, they're not gonna be like, hey, Rico Nasty, I know you're on tour right now, but can you come play Skate 4 for us? I think it's like partially for promotion and just like it's kind of like a headline, you know. Seeing Rico Nasty in the Skate 4 reveal video. It was the still working on it video. She's in there a few times. And there's also like a few other people. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I think his name, I don't know. He was a Viner and he's a part of the Skate 3 Council. I think he does TikTok now, but like,
Are you talking about Skate 3 Tommy?
no. See, like someone like Tommy, I think
he's
is
a TikToker, right?
Yeah. Someone like Tommy is a perfect fit for the Skate Council, in my
absolutely.
opinion.
100%.
But there's this, not that this guy also doesn't deserve to be on there. I'm not trying to say that by any means. I just think they could have gotten better people. But I also don't know what EA is thinking marketing wise. But there was some guy who used to be big on Vine that's part of the Skate Council now. I don't know if he had a big part in like pushing for Skate 4 or something, because I know Avalanche from 100 Thieves is a part of the council because he like pushed for Skate 4 so hard. So,
and I saw people getting mad that Avalanche was on there. They were like, "Why is Avalanche on here?" I'm like, "Well,
he's a skateboarder. Like he's a good skateboarder. Like he can do more than most Skate 3 players on an actual skateboard. You know what I mean?" So I don't know. I'm honestly really excited because they have people like Garrett Jenner who frequent Skater XL and Session. People like Milky, same thing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I honestly think EA was like, hey, Tony Hawk just dropped, and there's also Skater XL and Session. Maybe it's time to finally drop. So I really think with the Skate Council and with how much time they've had to think about Skate 4 and the Skate franchise, I really think we're going to get the best skateboarding game, like literally ever. I feel like if we get anything less than, it'll be a scam because, first of all, we've known about the game for 2 years. Where is it? And, you know, when Skate 1 came out, they were almost done with the entire franchise 2 years later. It was 2009. Skate 2 just came out. Skate 3 was coming out a year and a half later. So, like, we've already waited longer for this game than we have any other skate game. And we don't even have a release date. I think that's crazy.
So, when do you think it'll release? In your opinion, what's
I saw a leak, a long time ago that scares me because I think it's possible. I'm not gonna speak on that, but all I'll say is that they were acting like it was for sure coming out in like a year from like now.
From now,
but surely not. My best bet.
You don't think it'll come out next fall?
No, and I don't see.
Really?
That's what the leak says, but the CEO of EA said it was coming out soon. How is soon a year and 3 months for you? I guess maybe in the game developing world it would be like soon, but soon in my mind, especially.
So you think it's gonna come out earlier?
If I was a betting man, like if I had to give my best guess and bet, I would guess like spring to late summer, because Skate 3 came out May 11th, 2010. So I feel like Skate is like a spring summer game. I feel like you cannot release that in October. I don't know, it's weird. But at the same time, Skate 1 came out in September and Skate 2 came out in January. So I guess it really just depends. But in my mind, I like to think it's coming out in like the next 6 to 8 months. No further, please.
Please. A lot of people will say you're crazy, but I can get behind that because, first of all, the Andrew Wilson thing, him saying soon, like, and that was like what 6 months ago at this point, probably. That was like what? That was like a out of left field type of thing, and also them opening the playtest up not to everyone, but opening it up more to the public. Personally, I feel this is a complete conspiracy theory on my end, but I think that is to more for stress testing servers and seeing how stuff reacts with each other, like with more people in the game, than it is like trying to fine tune the skateboarding and stuff. I think that build is like older than what the game actually is now, but they're like stress testing stuff, if that makes sense. Well, I think they're trying to get the servers ready. But I don't know anything about video games, so.
I really don't either. I don't think anyone who plays games actually knows anything, like as we talk guessing about it like we do. I'd be sitting here talking like I work at EA. But man, my brain is poopy today. What were we just talking about?
I mean, just like,
the Skate 4. Okay, yeah. So, I don't know how true this is. This is a rumor, allegedly. Supposedly, like the first pre alpha trailer we got, where it was like the pre alpha, then it looked pretty with the baggy clothes. Apparently, that build and the build that people are playing were playing a few months ago was from last September. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly that build that you're seeing a lot of leaks from is from like a year ago. So if it was from a year ago, especially if they already had like the pre-alpha, the one that looked pretty in the trailer, part of me feels like they're much further along with this game than they're willing to tell us.
That's how I feel too, and I think that also goes into maybe that's why they're not really deleting the videos at this point, because they're just like, that build is a lost cause. That doesn't even represent what the game is at right now anyways. Like, these people don't even know what the game actually looks like. They think they do. They think they know what the game is at right now, but it's actually not in that state at all. I think it's way further ahead than what it is.
Well, I randomly just thought about this, and I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Destiny, so let's do it. So Destiny 2's Destiny 2 is a live service game. They released one major DLC at the beginning of their DLC year. This year was February, and they released two seasons in between. And that's because it's a live service game. They work on that DLC all year, get it done, and then work on the live content, like the live service content that you get throughout those seasons. So, Skate could pretty much be done with the game, but they're just trying to make enough like events and content for the live service model to work for their game. That honestly could be it. They could be done with it and just trying to make enough content where they like the game isn't dead on release.
So it's funny that you bring up Destiny, because I was gonna ask you, could you see them doing like the way Destiny does it? They drop this big like story expansion, and like you have to pay for that. Like, it's a live service game, there's free content, and then there's a story expansion you have to pay for. Could you see Full Circle doing something like that for Skate? Like, the Baker story expansion, like you meet the Baker team or something like that. Like, do you think that would be a thing?
I think it could be a thing. I think, unfortunately, with EA and Full Circle, I think Full Circle's very passionate about this franchise and game they're making, and they really don't want to mess it up, but EA's also wanting to make their money. But they're also,
for sure,
my thought process is if they're not selling paid loot boxes, they have to make their money somewhere else. And so there's either going to be like a ridiculous item shop, which I'm low-key excited for, or or it'd be something like a DLC model, but they already confirmed that there wouldn't be a paid DLC in the game. So something like that I think would be insanely fun. Or even like whenever they first announced Skate 4, I know skateboarders wouldn't think like this, but anyways, I thought it'd be cool if you could like go to the Revive headquarters, like Andy Schrock, and like like that, since like those like that, like YouTube is huge right now, like the biggest media, and it's like the biggest skate media probably technically. So like, why not mix the two worlds? Imagine we got like a Revive DLC where you go to the Revive HQ, you unlock that park, you get the Revive boards. I think that would be very cool, and that's something I actually would be interested in investing in terms of DLC. But I don't know. I was actually just thinking about this from that conversation. In a perfect world where we get Skate 4, like, what is your perfect Skate 4? Like, what would be available to do, and what would keep you playing the game?
Oh, dude, I'm very easy to impress, honestly. Like,
okay, wait. What's your play style? Do you just like casually play Skate 3?
Super casual. I like to make recently, in the past few years, I haven't played as much Skate. I do still play Skate. I recently just played through Skate 1 like a month ago, but
hey, me too.
I mainly play Skater XL. It's mostly realistic skateboarding, and that's kind of how I play in Skate as well. It's really boring, so it's like I can't do trick lining or anything. That stuff's crazy.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It all kind of turns into the same thing. Like, even though I know competitive and I do trick line, I literally just, do you know what seatbelting is? Like, kind of like competitive?
Seatbelting in competitive?
Yeah, like,
I mean, there's a seatbelt grab. I don't know.
It's that. It's a shifty seatbelt. It allows you to do a 360 and land into a nose manual. I literally will just skate in a straight line doing that. It won't be like, I won't be trick lining. I won't even be trying to get score. I'm just casually skating with like competitive style. And that's the thing. I think skate's the funnest when it's casual and when you're just having fun. But okay, so since you're just like a casual skater who likes realistic, like what would keep you playing Skate for? Would it be like the leaderboards, the game modes, the collabo zones? Like, what are you most excited for, or what are you hoping for?
For me, I just want the skating to feel good. As long as the skateboarding feels really good and it looks like it feels good.
Yeah, it
As
looks
long as it
really
feels
good.
good, like I'll keep coming back because I play Skater XL. You do nothing. You
You
just skate.
skate. The
So
only thing to do in that game is to skate. I love
yeah,
Skater XL, but it is a tad repetitive, especially after a few hundred
totally.
hours.
No, same. I've got a few hundred hours in it too. Like, dude, Milky has like 3,000 hours in
That
it.
is
Like,
insane to me. I have 2,000 hours in Destiny, and I think I'm a weirdo. Yeah, dude has
that's crazy.
3,000 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
I respect it.
No,
Though. Dude's goated.
but that's how it is though. Like, as long as the skating feels good and Skater XL feels good enough, but I think it could be better, and I think they're gonna really knock it out of the park with this. I think they know what they're doing, especially with people like Garrett and Milky,
Yeah.
and people like Skater XL, people Stokenstein,
Do
all those people.
you play with mods on Skater XL?
So no, I do not.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
You play on
I
console?
yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
dude.
I'm a scrub.
We should talk about that some other time, but I think that's one of the greatest crimes to a video game ever. Skater XL
Yeah,
being like
no.
one of the best skateboarding games ever made, and them just not making it fun unless you own a PC. I have a PC.
Yeah.
I lost my mod somehow, and like I was skating the other day, and I just did like a kickflip. I'm like, man, I just jumped 6 feet in the air, and like I stayed up there for at least a second. Like,
Yeah.
um,
So I have a PC. It's just the hardware's old and I need to upgrade it. It's not gonna be able to run Skater XL with all
yeah,
those mods.
you'd be
So
surprised.
I just
I did something.
I mean I've never tried it, but
I recorded a Skater XL video on my first PC ever back in like 2018. It's on my YouTube channel somewhere, but like you can see how bad it looks because I that's the thing. If there's a will, there's a way, and there was a will.
yeah.
But I guess my perfect Skate 4, I don't know. I went through a lot of phases in Skate 3. Like, I started out as, like, a pretty casual player. Then I kind of became, like, a competitive player before everyone knew how to play. I used to
Yeah.
love team lobbies. The way team lobbies worked, I don't know if you ever did them back in their prime, but you had a record. It was wins, ties, and losses. And we would always just try to get to, like, 300-0. And that was... What's up?
I just said Jesus.
No, yeah. So like, and
That's
like,
a high number.
we weren't good at the game, but it was like 2012, so also no one else was good at the game. We were just better. But then like, I eventually found trick lining, and then I even got better at competitive. I'm like 2016 standards. I'm bad. I haven't gotten better at the game since I was 15. But it's just like, there's so much that interests me inside Skate. I'm honestly really interested to see how far the parkour goes, how far the collabo zones go. I think personally for me, I'd like to see like massive important leaderboards. Like I don't know about a specific stat, but Skate 3 has like a stat tracker, but half of them don't count after X amount of time or done. And I wanted to keep counting. I'm like, I would sit here and say I probably have like 2, 3, 4 years of playtime in Skate 3. That might be ridiculous to say, but I will never know since it just says 145 hours on every single account I've ever played Skate 3 on. So
Yeah.
I'd like
I think
leaderboards and like reason to keep playing. Like if they have like a actual competitive system in there with like ranks, I probably won't ever play anything else if I'm being honest with you.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They have to be thinking about something like that. And I know they have to have leaderboards too, because that's definitely a thing that the community talks about. Is like, there's no real leaderboard. Like Calflex said on this show, he was like, "There's not a real leaderboard. It's just kind of YouTube."
Dude, literally, yeah. And so just, I think
it's just YouTube videos.
But that's the thing. There's been, like, Calplex, for example. I will make this clear, Mr. John EA in full circle. Calplex hasn't said a thing to me, unfortunately. I've really pried, and he hasn't said a thing to me. But I know there's been people who can play competitively with Seatbelt and Chuflankas in Skate 3 that have played Skate 4, and at least to my knowledge, there's nothing like that in the game. So I'm honestly really interested to see like where the scores go, where the competitive goes, because Skate 2 also didn't have any of that, but they're still competitive in Skate 2. So that's kind of the thing. I think we're gonna just have to reinvent every form of play style. So there's going to be like parkour now. There's still going to be hippie flipping. There's going to be realistic, which looks so good.
Yeah.
But then, like, there's going to be a new form of trick lining with probably parkour front flips in it. And then there's also going to be a new form of competitive, which I don't know what that looks like yet. But I'm honestly, like, so excited to see what is possible from people in this new game.
The parkour stuff is going to make it very interesting. Trick lining and all that stuff is going to be crazy, especially, I mean, people are going to figure out glitches.
Oh, yeah.
So once that starts happening... people are going to do insane stuff. I already know, especially with that parkour element.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get real wild.
Random question, do you think there's going to be a park builder in Skate 4?
I think personally, I think Collabo Zone is the park builder, and I think you're going to be able to Collabo Zone by yourself. I mean, I guess it's not collab at that point, but I think that's what Collabo Zone is going to be, basically. I think you're going to be able to do it in a private lobby with your friends, solo, or just in a public lobby. That's what my assumption is. I mean, I don't know anything about this game, so
yeah, that's kind of the thing.
That's what I think it's gonna be like.
There's so much that's unknown to this point, but I feel like with Collabo Zone, it is like we're pretty much saying the same thing. Like, it's literally a park builder in real life, or like in game. So I feel like if they don't have a park builder, it would make sense, but I feel like it would make equally amounts of sense to have a park builder since they already pretty much have one built into the game. You just can't build a park build a park area. I think we'll get one, honestly. We'll see, though.
So you think you're just going to be able to build parks, like, just on the fly anywhere?
I think you're going to be able to do Collabo Zones. In the Collabo Zones, I think it's, like, specific cut-off locations from the world. And if I was a betting man, I would like to think there's going to be, like... Honestly, I think it's going to be identical to Skate 3 in terms of park building. We're going to get a square, whether it be, like, the Mega Park area, this, that. It's not going to be that, obviously, but we'll have, like, some Skate 4-looking empty areas to build whatever we want in. Because imagine not having those iconic Mega Parks on release. Imagine not having those Hippy Flip parks on release. So there's so much that goes into it. I could be completely wrong. I might be, man. I don't know. But I feel like
either of us could be. You never know.
Well, it's all based off of user. That's their thing. It's all based off of user-generated content. So I feel like parks fall perfectly into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So surely. Also, never mind. I can't say that on here. Never mind.
Okay. All right.
No, I just remembered it was a leak, and that I just probably shouldn't be talking about it on here. That's another thing. It's so hard to remember what's like official and what has been revealed through leaks, because we're getting so much more info through leaks than we are official, and that's not EA or Full Circle's fault. Just we're seeing everything when it's being added. That's the thing I don't understand. How are these leaked alphas that were illegally downloaded getting updated? How does that work?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That does not make any sense to me.
Like, and like that's the thing. Like, if they're getting the update, then either they know where to get the update file, or they're being given the update file, which in my mind feel like you could see where and who was using it. I just, how was I?
Dude,
how is this
beyond
possible?
us?
How is this possible?
I don't understand it either.
Like, name one other game that's ever leaked like this. You probably can't, because I don't think it's happened. This is like such a huge security breach, and I feel like it was avoidable in a way. I honestly think that if they didn't do the Skate Council, it wouldn't be leaked. I could be wrong, but I also think...
I wonder if it came from the Skate Council, though. You really think it did?
I don't want to talk on too much drama just because I don't really like it, but I've heard of I've heard of a few people being kicked out of the Skate Council due to them leaking stuff. I'm not going to say names, but there's...
I only know of one person.
We're probably talking about the same person then.
Everyone knows that one person, but the rest of the people, I don't... Other people.
That's
I don't know
the thing.
Other people.
If he could, if he could easily tweet out like what they were telling him was gonna be in the game, I don't understand how you get the alpha and give it out. Like, how was that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stupid. Maybe it's easy, but maybe just don't make it possible. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think the way to avoid that is when people playtest playing over a cloud system instead of giving them files to download or something like that.
Surely they did that. Surely that.
There's definitely like play testing or like play like game previews where like the company will send you the game over cloud and the person will watch you play it, so you're not doing stuff like that. But
you know, I don't know.
maybe
But
they
at the
should have went that
same
route.
time, I don't know why we're being so detective about this, but like at the same time, like even if someone did steal it from the Skate Council, who would they have recruited that would have like been okay with like burning their bridges with EA? You know what I mean? Like Rico Nasty. You know what I mean? Like, did Rico, like, who leaked it? Like,
Atiba Jefferson?
Yeah, like, yeah, right? Like, who is leaking this? Like, who in the Skate Council is leaking this? It's the craziest thing to me. Like, I actually can't believe that it's available to get.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is very avoidable and stoppable. And it just doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem like EA cares that much, but like we talked about already, maybe it's just like so far gone that they're like, whatever, this isn't even close to what we're doing now.
I really think it is, and I don't know how you would go, because I feel like on one hand you're striking these people, and eventually their channel's gonna get like X'd if you like hit them with a bunch of things like that. But also, do they deserve it? I don't know. That's subjective.
The hard part, yeah, because there's so many people posting it, and like I feel like the person who should get in trouble is the guy who leaked the file, because I bet it's gotten to this point.
He could have. We don't. I mean.
Well,
I
yeah.
know.
But I feel like it's gotten to this point to where like people don't even know that they're doing something wrong by getting this. Like their sixth grade friend Tommy is like, "Hey, bro, Skate 4 is available," and they downloaded it. They didn't think they did anything wrong, so it's like. Because honestly, like, how are you getting this? How are you getting this? Like, it goes back to, like, how is this possible? If I, like, wasn't as entwined with this community and I saw people playing Skate 4, I would be like, yeah, Skate 4 must be available to play.
Yeah.
So I bet there's a lot of people out there playing it, not even realizing it's bad or not even knowing it's bad. It's crazy. There's also a lot of people who just don't care.
That's true.
Like, there's someone I work with on my YouTube channel that does have the alpha, and he just doesn't care that EA could ban him. He's like, I'm going to have fun on it. But then, you know, that makes sense. But that's also kind of how I've been feeling recently. Like I said, I don't want to play it early. But at the same time, I wasn't playing it early because I thought it was illegal and bad, and I thought I'd get punished. But if everyone else is uploading this to their YouTube, can I do it? Or am I going to get in trouble?
But see, the issue is you do have a sort of relationship with EA to some extent. You're on the creator network, so
yeah.
I mean, I think there's more at stake for you to do something like that. So, or me.
No, yeah.
I don't know.
No, for sure. It feels so weird to me that it's available, but like it's not being. Like, EA's talked about it once, and that's it. Not that they really tweet it out or post it here or there, but like. I don't know, like, if the new Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, leaked right now, like, the full, like, okay, you know, not the full game, but, like, the game available to play, Activision would do something about it. It's just crazy to me that, like, this, I've never heard of a game leak like this, genuinely.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I genuinely think they just were like, it's just too far gone, just don't let it happen again, I guess. I don't know.
That's really what it feels like, but, I don't know. I hope Skate 4 is good. I have been pondering recently, just kind of playing devil's advocate with everyone who thinks the game's gonna be bad. Not that I think it's gonna be bad, but like if Skate 4 isn't what we want, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of crazy? Yeah. Like if Skate 4, this is make or break.
It will be dead.
Yeah, like if that's the thing. Everyone loves Skate 3. Like, me and all of my, like, peers in the Skate 3 community, we all love this game a lot. If we have to do another year of this, we are all quitting. Like, Skate 4 is the only thing keeping people going. If Skate 4 comes out and it's like the annual Call of Duty to where everyone goes back to the old game, no one's coming back to Skate 3. We're done. The community's over. Yeah. It's been a good run. I'm really scared about that, realistically. But, I honestly, like I said earlier this show, I feel like they can't make a bad game. I feel like it's impossible for this game to be anything but amazing. Because it looks like Skate, it looks good, it looks like it feels good. You know what I mean?
You have people like Cuz and Darren heading the project. It's like, man, I trust them fully with the decisions they're making. I understand that free to play and EA sounds scary up front, but like let's see what happens first. Like,
See, does it really though?
if,
That's the thing. I feel like the people saying that, or they're on their phone watching someone's TikTok and like, this game's gonna be free to play. It's by EA. This game sucks. They put their phone down and they load up Warzone and they spend $60 on third person skins. You know what I mean?
True. And also, I feel like a lot of people that were mad are people that weren't even going to play Skate to begin with.
Right. And
they just were jumping on the bandwagon.
You aren't gonna get a game in this time period that isn't free to play. It's just like, that's how games are nowadays. Like, if this game got announced back in like 2016, yeah, it wouldn't be free to play. But every game now is free to play, and honestly, I think it's going to be good. I think there's a possibility for it to be bad. It just really depends what they do with the base game. That's one thing I will say that I'm scared about. If there's not a free play, which it does look like there is one, but like if there's not like a campaign, I'm going to be really sad, to be honest with you, just because I feel like that really gives it like the push it needs.
That's the biggest thing, and that's what I keep talking about in my videos is like single player or a story mode or something like that. I think that will be the thing that bums me out the most is if that's not there. I'll still play the game, of course, but not that I play Skate for like a amazing story, but it's just like so fun to just restart a Skate game and just kind of go through the motions of the missions and then meeting the pros, and like I don't know, it's not like it's some emotional roller coaster or anything like that. It's just kind of fun to just
I feel like the campaign is to get you acquainted with the game and the locations, and you do the campaign, especially like, let's just say Skate 3, it's the same characters you know and love, and I like to think at Skate, if they do have a campaign, it's going to be Retta, it's going to be Shingo, you know what I mean? Let's talk about, I don't think Coach Frank's going to be in Skate 4.
What? Why?
Jason Lee is getting slightly older, and I know he was on a skate podcast semi-recently. I just feel like he's so disconnected from the sport. And I don't think he's really doing a whole lot of acting anymore.
He was on the 9 Club. I listened to the whole episode. Yeah. So he said he'll do it. He said EA just hasn't hit him up.
That's what I'm saying. That's like if there's like the Master Chief of Skate is Coach Frank.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Like I know he was only in Skate 3, but like he is like that's what the Skate game needs. I feel like they thought it was Retta for Skate 1 and 2, but no, like the main character in Skate 3 is Coach Frank. That's what people like. Like he's funny, he's relatable, and like it's Coach Frank. Like it's hilarious. Come on,
dude, he's awesome.
I really feel like they're disservicing us, not giving that.
I 100% think Coach Frank's gonna make it in. I don't think they'll do it without well, obviously they'll make the game without Coach Frank, but I think they will do anything to get Coach Frank in this new game. If there's like NPCs and stuff like that, that's the thing. I don't know if there's gonna be stuff like that. So we'll see. But
if they do a campaign, I really hope it's like Skate 1, 2, or 3, or hell, Skate It. But like, I'm not gonna lie, have you played Session yet?
I played the trial of it because I don't know. I can't justify spending the $50 on it because I just can't.
It's not a $50 game. I'm sure they put a lot of time in. Regardless, it should be $20.
Is it actually priced $50? Right?
I don't know. It should. I bought it for $20 early access back in like 2018. Yeah. But it should be $20. I know they put so much love and effort into that game, but like it is not a $50 game. But what I was getting at is those campaign missions. I don't know if you've watched like Garrett Jenner or Milky play it recently, but like those campaign missions are painful, like terrible. Like it did not feel fun. I did not care about these characters, and I'm really scared that like with a free to play skate game that they might go that type of route where it's like this random ass person over here. You don't have any connection to him. He's like, do a kickflip. You do it, and then you go to the next mission with this next guy that you don't care about.
Because Session should just text, and then you do a trick or something.
Literally.
I don't think EA will do that.
We'll see.
I think if Full Circle's going to do story stuff, I think they're going to... It's going to be like a cutscene where you pull up, and it's like Chris Cole or something, and he just talks. It's going to be like how it used to be. I don't think they'll do like Session.
Have you... So I haven't really been looking into any leaks, but once like the Skate 4 leak happened, a lot came out, like a lot. Did you see the intro for the Skate 4 Alpha?
Yes.
That makes me believe that there's going to be some type of story.
I think, well, I hope what that is, I hope that's just for the alpha, and I hope once the game comes out, I hope that's replaced with Coach Frank, literally Coach Frank introducing you into the world, into the game.
That would make sense because that was like
That would be sick.
A skate school-esque vibe, like Coach Frank. I really hope they bring him back, but I just hope the game's good. I really think it's going to be hard for them to make it bad. As I've said numerous times this video, I feel like this is like like the most important test of the year. Like you've been studying all year for this, and it's really just like I don't know, man. I'm so anxious about it, and the fact that we haven't really gotten much. Oh my god. It's been 2 months since they released or I guess a month since they released the August playtest. That's the thing. We're not getting a whole lot of communication right now, which kind of makes it like a back burner thought. But like it's also coming so soon. I don't know.
That's funny. I have a video that's gonna go up before this, so it's up now where I'm talking about how we need to get a boardroom soon.
Dude,
and like we need something like that again. We need more information. They said stuff would come out in the next coming months. So
months.
That's what they didn't say in the next years.
That's
they
good.
said the next coming months.
Dude, if Skate 4 does not come out in 2023, I don't know, man. I might just have to give up.
If you had to put a month on it, what would it be?
I know that there's going to be 3 months. March, April, May.
Okay.
And I will say that like, that is complete speculation. It's actually going against everything that Reddit said. So
everything that the leak said.
Yeah.
I would like to say May, but I don't know how confident I am.
I think it's possible. If the play test was from last September 2021, that was a long ass time ago. So I like to think, especially since they announced it in 2020, they probably got that build done in a year. So if that, like, I feel like they could be done with the full game in like a year and a half. So somewhere like around this upcoming summer, I think would be realistic. It might be more like August. It could be May. Shit, it might not be till holiday season next year. But yeah, I really want it. I'm so bored of video games, man.
I think what people fail to realize too is it's going to be a live service game. So they don't need everything all at once. They're going to roll content out. So if they start with a good solid base, if the game comes out and it's good how it is, and then they continuously add onto it, obviously they're going to be working on that stuff before the game even releases. But I think people are like, no way, there's still so much they have to do. And I'm like, well, it's a live service game, so they don't necessarily have to have everything in the game all at once on release day. So
well, that's another thing that actually does kind of scare me now that you've mentioned that.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the game comes out and, like, we're missing, like, a large portion, rather, like, even, like, a third of the content's just not in the game yet. Like, imagine how, you know how bad that would go over? Like, I don't think it'd be a big deal to people like us, but, like, to the average consumer, they'd be like, oh, why would I play this game?
Yeah.
So... Also, in the leaks, I've been watching this one guy on YouTube, probably the same guy everyone else is watching, but I guess there's like a new build out and they finally added like most tricks to the game. So if they release the game without like certain tricks, I think that will be a fat L, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm sick and tired of games being released and them not being ready to be released. Like, I don't know if you play Overwatch, but Overwatch 2's launch, probably the worst video game launch I've ever seen in my life.
I tried to play it like 4 days in a row and I couldn't get into that game.
I sat here for 12 hours. 12 hours
Overwatch.
on launch. Yeah, I do too. That's the thing. I made a video called like Overwatch is not good because you watched my experience and like for the first 6 minutes I couldn't do anything. So it's like, and everyone was getting mad at me like Overwatch such a good game. It's like I'm saying the same thing, but like it doesn't matter if like the first one was good. This version of it so far has been a bad experience. They finally fixed it. But, like, Skate 4 can't have an Overwatch 2 experience.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to have a beta?
Yeah.
Like an open beta, I guess I say. Because there's no pre-orders, so there can't be a closed beta.
I think there will be. Honestly, I think there will be an open beta for a few days or something like that, just to get everyone in, try it out again, test servers and stuff. Yeah, I think that's possible. I hope so.
Yeah, man. See, that's the thing. Even when the beta does come out, regardless of how it looks, we've already seen a lot of the gameplay and locations from, I'm assuming, the main area. It just like that. It goes back to what we've been talking about pretty much this entire time. Is I really feel like that alpha really screwed some stuff up, and because like imagine how little we'd known about the game like at this very moment, October 10th, 2022. Like imagine how little information we'd have over the game right now. We would have gotten two gameplay trailers ever.
Dude, exactly, and I would be like losing my mind in the videos, like what is this game gonna be? But like I can't do that anymore.
I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Have you
to an extent.
We can't really talk about it on here, of course, but have you seen the excited to see what realistic people can do in Skate 4? Because I don't know if you've watched a lot of realistic montages on Skate 3, but if you watch the right ones, they make it look like Skater XL almost in terms of physics. It's really interesting.
People get really good with it.
We almost have to glitch you have to like glitch it. Like half the stuff they're doing isn't even like actual tricks. They're just like kind of doing a glitch stall that looks really clean and has style to it. So I'm excited to see what is possible in Skate 4 in terms of realistic. I think it's going to be really cool.
I am too, man. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, this has... We've been going for an hour.
Hey, man. The one thing I will say I'm really good at in this life is talking. So...
I love it because I had like a list of questions to ask you, and we just been going like without them.
Well, do you want to go ahead and do those questions real quick, and maybe whenever you feel comfortable with it, we could wrap it up?
Yeah, I want to do one. I wanted to ask you about one last thing. I have to ask you about this.
Okay.
Playing Tony Hawk with Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
What was that like? How did that happen? What was that like?
So
are you now best friends with Tony Hawk?
I wish it was. It feels that way to me, kinda, because like he was like my childhood hero, and I got to talk and play with him. So like I feel connected with him, but he'll never think about me again a day in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But so the way that happened, last December, I actually got contacted by Facebook for an exclusive contract. I can't really talk too much about it, like I said, with the Facebook NDAs, but they were paying me to upload videos 5 times a week over on Facebook, and that was that. About 6, 7, 8 months into my contract, my contact at Facebook, his name was Jared, was like, hey, we have this Tony Hawk Turkey Vert challenge, and I know you like Skate 3 and skateboarding. Do you want to play in it? And I was like, well, of course. He's like, yeah, it's not guaranteed. I'm honestly kind of sticking my leg out for you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, a few days later, I believe it was on like June 18th, he was like, hey, on June 20th, you'll be playing with Tony Hawk. So I had like 2 days to get prepared. 2 days. That's
crazy.
Yeah. And it was a really cool experience. The way the event was supposed to go is we were supposed to play and talk, and then he'd go to the next guy, play and talk, and so on and so on. But they just had the worst technical difficulties ever. So that just didn't happen at all. But Tony went out of his way afterwards to talk to the people he didn't get to talk to, and that was, one of them was being me. And he was exactly what you think he is. He was super, super humble, super kind. He was Tony Hawk. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was like sitting there, like, talking to him. It was a one-on-one conversation, but like it was like almost like someone I had talked to before in a way. Maybe it's just because I grew up playing his games or something like that, but it was one of the most surreal moments in my life, for sure. It was a little bit odd because, everyone knows who Tony Hawk is, and like, you couldn't have convinced me even a year ago that I'd be playing with him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a little bit crazy, and then obviously they sent me a package for it, which I got on the camera seeing it. I got the Subway sandwich signed Tony Hawk bored, I'd go get it. I don't feel like
Yeah.
standing up. But it was just, it was by far the coolest thing I've ever done in this content creation life. And I'm very grateful for it. It was really cool. Yeah, just one of the coolest experiences in the world. But I will say, living in rural Missouri, everyone and their grandmother asked me for like 2 months straight how it was. And like,
Really?
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like,
sorry, I just asked you again.
no, you're good. See, I haven't got it in a while, and that's the thing. This is for a show at least. I'd had to have like one of my wife's like family members be like, "Oh, you played with Tony Hawk? Yeah, I love Tony Hawk." It's like, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but what do you say to that? Like, yeah, we played Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered. Talked to him for maybe 36 seconds, and then I got off. Like, it's just, it was very cool. I really don't know how it happened, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it really feels like a fever dream. Like, it's one of those things. Like, it was so cool to me that, like, it didn't feel like it happened. Like, it doesn't feel like a real memory to me, honestly.
Dude, I bet.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even know, like, what I would even say to Tony Hawk if I got the chance to talk to him.
Yeah,
but I would imagine he's just, like, the best dude. He
He's-
just seems like the best.
It honestly just felt like talking to, like, one of my parents' friends or something like that. It was cool.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk was a cool guy, and he was really easy to talk to. But, you got any more questions for me or anything off the top of your head you want to ask?
I think that's it for now. We might have to do this again sometime, because
Hey, man, whenever you want.
there is still stuff we didn't get to, but we're already at an hour, so
That's
I'm
fair.
gonna end it here.
Fair enough.
We'll return one day.
100,000 likes, and we'll get episode 2, baby.
Yeah. All right. If you can do that, you'll get 10 episodes, 100,000 likes, 10 whole episodes.
I'll just become the co-host. If this gets 100,000 likes, I'll become the co-host.
Matter of fact, yeah. If 100,000 likes, Sorable's just on the show forever.
Yeah, if we get 100,000 likes, I'll delete my YouTube, and then I'm going to move in with him.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much for having me, dude.
Yeah, for sure, man. Do you have anything for me or anything you want to say about your content or anything you want to shout out?
Not really.
I mean,
honestly.
they know who you are. I already know. So.
Everyone watching right now, I'm going to give you some very simple advice. 2 things that's promise in life. First one is that you're going to leave a like on this video, and second one is that you're going to subscribe to him.
Awesome.
Third one, I don't know what I'm really doing with my content at the moment. I'm kind of in between. Like, I love Skate 3. I'm not going to lie. It's so hard to make that game interesting to me nowadays, and also so hard to do anything original. Since, like, the 6 Skate 3 YouTubers there are all making the exact same videos.
Yeah.
But, if you guys like to check me out,
for sure.
feel free. I don't know what the heck I'm doing right now. I'm just a guy trying to make other people happy, trying to entertain people. So if that's something you guys can respect and support, come hang out. If not,
Absolutely.
A for effort. But no, thank you so much for having me, man. I had a lot of fun talking, and if the people want us to do another episode, I'll be there for it.
Yeah, man, for sure. I want to do another one. That'd be sick.
I love talking, so like if you ever just need somebody, hit me up. I'm not even kidding.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Of course, I got you, man.
So there it is. I honestly had an amazing time talking to Sorable. He's easily one of the coolest dudes I've met, and overall just a fantastic guy. So thank you to Sorable for taking the time to sit down and talk with me. There are some things we didn't get to, so maybe you'll see him around again. Who knows? That's all from me today. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast, and as always, go play some skate.